My husband hit me for the first time and I'm still in shock. My 23 female, husband 26 male and I have been married since February 2020. We joked when it happened that we had the perfect timing since a lot of my friends ended up with relationship strife and breakups over the last couple of years. Currently, we have one daughter who is 7 months old. I stay at home with her most of the time. My husband works in management for an up-and-coming company and is often gone 9 to 10 hours a day, so I do all of the housework. This is usually totally fine with me. This week, I did a lot of cooking and baking and haven't been as diligent as I should have been with dishes. So I let them build up in the sink quite a bit. My husband mentioned it yesterday morning when he was grabbing coffee, and I told him I plan on doing them in the afternoon. He grumbled a little but didn't argue. Then, yesterday afternoon, I ended up getting a surprise visit from one of my friends who brought her 2-year-old for a playdate. Our kids love each other and always have a lot of fun, so that's how the afternoon passed. My friend left at 4:30 or so, and I immediately started dinner and the dishes. My husband got home at 5:30. Dinner was just finishing up. Dishes were about 75% done. I rinsed my hands and left what was remaining in the sink, grabbing clean plates so we could eat. My husband said something to me like, "Couldn't even finish the dishes? What have you been doing all day?" Oh, this is gonna get ugly. My husband and I like to tease each other good-naturedly, so I assumed this was more of the same. I said something like, "Dinner is ready and I like to eat it while it's hot for once in my life." My husband didn't say anything, but he did backhand me across the mouth and then he told me not to disrespect him again. I was in complete shock because he never acts this way. It was a complete 180 out of the blue. Even in arguments with men, I've never seen him threaten to raise a hand to them. I'm so confused and I'm scared to bring it up and I don't know what to do. How does a woman leave a man when she has no money, no income, no supportive family, and a kid? If not for our daughter, I think I would have told him to F off and walked out that exact moment. But my worst fear is her ending up homeless or worse, him getting full custody because I don't have a safe place to house her. My mom is my only living family and she's a barely functional alcoholic, so I'm not sure what she could do even if she wanted to. And then a part of me says that this is a huge overreaction and that my daughter would hate me for leaving her dad over one measly fight.
My husband has a second family. The ultimate cliche has happened in my life and I'm absolutely broken. My husband, my rock, has been having an affair for over 17 years. We've been married for over 25 years. We have 3 beautiful children, 2 in college and 1 who still lives at home. But turns out he's had another set this whole time. My husband is an insurance broker and he has multiple branches over the country, which he spends week on, week off. Turns out on his week off, he's been with his other family in Albuquerque, where his other branch is. He's got a fiance whom he has 2 kids with, both in their early teens. I found out when I went to make a new Facebook account, and when I searched my husband's first name, another profile with another last name popped up, and through that profile were the links to his fiance and his other kids' Facebook. My husband is currently with said family, and I know it's him because his most recent post is a photo of him and that other family eating dinner. Among those photos were photos of him kissing the girl and him being fatherly with the kids who look nearly identical to my husband. I am already broken. Almost every part of me wants to scream in his face and reprimand him for ruining my life, but another part of me wants to pretend to be ignorant and let it be. Because our life is peaceful. He's good with our kids. He's the main source of financial income. He's loving, but he's also all those things to another family. Not only would I be tearing a gaping hole in my family, I'd be opening a vortex for them too. My heart is in shambles. I've never cried so much in my life. My youngest son is currently on a graduation trip with friends, and I'm alone till my lying, cheating, bastard husband comes home. My life is absolutely wrecked. It's literally a movie plot. I'm hoping he'll just come home and it'll be a big misunderstanding why he's kissing a woman with a ring on her finger. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm tempted to pack a bag and just leave. I can't be in the home where we've raised our kids, where we've spent every Christmas for the last 26 years, and where I've been alone on New Year's taking care of our babies while he works his ass off. I just can't. I want to leave a note for him to come home to, hurt him like he's hurt me, but I don't think that's possible. I don't know how I'll ever face him again.
Oh my gosh.
I can't imagine being in that situation and having the power over your emotions to say, like, I wish I could just put it and like have him come back. Like you instantly start putting others in front of you.
I don't know how she has such restraint.
Right.
I can't get past the part where she's like, I want to look the other way. That part, I just couldn't. After that, everything kind of became moot to me for some reason, because I was like, the fact that she's even considering that, I feel like this is fully her being a mother and thinking that this is what she needs to do for her family and her children.
It's just at what,
what's
the threshold? Yes. What's the threshold?
Am I the asshole for what I said after my husband commented on my flat chest? My husband, Jared. I don't know. What if she said something really bad? It could have been really mean. You're about to see.
But that doesn't justify commenting on someone's body.
This is true. My husband, Jared, and I have been married for 3 years. He's currently out of work, used to work at a high-paying job, but got kicked out of the company over a fight with a coworker, and I'm the one paying for rent and utilities. We dedicate some time to seeing his family weekly. They don't know he's unemployed because he thought they'll see him as a failure, especially his mom, so he told me to keep it a secret. Last night, we were sitting eating dinner at the table. His cousin was talking about his fiance going to Brazil to do a boob job. Jared asked if he was serious, then flattered future sister-in-law's boobs, saying they're perfect and that he didn't understand why she'd get a boob job. He then turned to me, stared at my chest while I was eating. I have a flat chest. I'm insecure about it, but don't do anything about it, obviously. And said, quote, "Hey, why don't you get a boob job? You're the one who needs it the most." His mom gasped and was like, "Jared." I then turned to him and said, quote, "I'll get a boob job once you get an actual job since you've been unemployed for 6 months now." He stared at me in
honestly,
disbelief.
like he deserves it.
His mom began questioning him about being unemployed, and he denied. Then
He kept lying.
admitted it was true. It got awkward with his mom scolding him and others shaming him for it and for hiding it. He got so overwhelmed he went outside and stayed inside the car until I came out. He started yelling at me repeatedly, quote, "You couldn't have held your f***ing tongue." I argued that his comment about my chest was insulting, but he said he was giving me a piece of advice and that there's nothing wrong with him wanting me to look pretty and that he said what he said.
So he doesn't think she looks pretty?
He said what he said out of support and encouragement, but what I did was the complete opposite, and that it was intended to hurt him, and I succeeded. I called him later thinking he calmed down, but his friend said he didn't want to speak to me and I should give him space.
I feel like she should get divorced.
Give him all the space in the world.
He's obviously a very insecure person.
Well, all of this is like
he's
his own
reactive.
making.
He's a
Yeah.
reactive person. And my guess is his reactive personality comes from this insecurity whenever he gets challenged or, the type of person who would call their wife flat chested in public and then make it about I guess essentially gaslight them into making him feel like he was trying to do her a favor.
Yeah. My boyfriend, 21 male, and I, 20 female, have been together for almost 3 years. Last night, we were looking at furniture on his phone for our new apartment. We are moving in together in 2 months. I have a habit of swiping out of all apps and tabs when I'm done with them, and in doing so, I saw something I really wish I hadn't. It was a tab that said, quote, 40-year-old MILF, mom, big tits, short black hair. He described my mom. When I turned the phone to show him, he just sat there looking shocked for a minute. Then he started stuttering, crying, and apologizing. All I said was, quote, "Are you attracted to my mom? Do you watch that looks like my mom?" He kept apologizing over and over, and I just asked him to explain. It took him a while to get the words out. He admitted he is attracted to older women, moms specifically. He said he was just curious, and it came to his mind to search my mom's description to, quote, see if there were any stars that looked like her. He claims it was a one-time thing and showed me the rest of his history, which was mostly just stepsister, lesbian, and sometimes MILF, but no other searches that matched my mom's description. He was so embarrassed by it. I don't really care that he watches. I'm not trying to judge him or shame him, but I just feel so grossed out and humiliated that my boyfriend thought about my mom. He also said he promises he doesn't have a weird obsession with my mom and doesn't think about her like that when we are with her. He also said it's normal for guys with mommy issues to be into MILFs. He has extensive mommy issues. And not that that's an excuse, but I can see how his mom-related trauma could shape the kinds of porn he watches. I can't help but feel disgusted that my partner is attracted to my mom. We talked about this for a long time last night and he apologized. Said he was going to talk to a therapist and overall seemed really remorseful and conscious of my feelings. He promised it would never happen again, but I'm just afraid that he will still feel some type of way about her. When I told him that I'm scared that this is something deeper, he denied it. Then he said he thinks that it's normal for guys to be attracted to their girlfriends' moms, especially since my mom is still pretty young. Him trying to normalize it made it feel even more disgusting to me. Is that true? This whole thing is making me second guess if we should move in together, but I don't want this relationship to be over. He is a good person and a great boyfriend, and I just can't believe this is happening. I love him so much, and aside from this, we don't have any other major issues.